Okay, so recently I did the book bloggers tag, confessions tag, which was celebrating a tag that I did 3 years ago. And today I'm going to do a tag that I did this time 2 years ago, which was the Put a Spring in Your Step book tag. While I know that the majority of people here on BookTube, viewers and creators alike, are currently celebrating fall, because on that side of the world it is fall. Over on this side of the world in Australia, it is spring, and so it makes sense that I did a spring tag. So I'm going to jump right into it and do this one today. I'm going to give you my answer for 2023 as well as my answer for 2021 when I did it 2 years ago. Let's begin. Okay, so prompt number 1 is, how do you decorate your bookshelves? I really don't decorate them. I allow the books to speak for themselves. I organize my bookshelves by genre. So I have 3 bookshelves, 2 that are your regular standard bookshelves, and 1 that is like a cubed bookshelf that has 8 different cubes in it. Starting off with the cubed bookshelves, my first 2 rows, so cubes 1, 2, 3, and 4, they have everything to do with my current SAS list, series about series list that I am working on. And then my 5, 6, 7, and 8, so the last 2 rows of that cubed shelf, has my contemporaries, my horrors, my male-female romances, and my memoirs. Then in bookshelf 2, which is a regular bookshelf, I have shelf 1 is my dystopians, shelf 2 is fantasy, shelf 3 is sci-fi and Harry Potter for some reason, shelf 4 is my thrillers and mysteries, and shelf 5 is my Brandon Sanderson books. Then in my third bookshelf, shelf 1 is cozy mysteries, shelf 2 is cozy mysteries, shelf 3 I have just removed everything from yesterday because I'm planning to have that also be cozy mysteries. I'd love to have a day where I have an entire bookshelf filled with cozies, so we'll see how we go. Under that, shelf 4 of bookshelf 3 has my black coloured covers for fantasy. So I have like Zodiac Academy, what's that called? The Twilight Saga, and some Cassandra Clare books. Then the next shelf under that, I have my LGBTIQ plus books, and then my final shelf, the shelf under that, is my TBR that I have had for a while that I just haven't gotten to yet. Okay, so long story short, with the 2021 edition of this tag, I had some little trinkets that I used to put on my bookshelf, but it really wasn't that huge, and honestly, you couldn't even really see them in the videos, so I was making a point in my 2021 edition of actually pulling out the trinkets and showing everyone because you couldn't see them. So let's move on. Prompt number 2, recommend a book with beautiful descriptions of nature. If my answer for 2021 is the answer I'm thinking of, then I don't think I have one for 2023. Let's see. Yeah, it is. My 2021 answer is The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I can't think of another book that fits this prompt. Beautiful nature descriptions or descriptions of nature. That's the only one that I have. I'm not a reader that loves heavy description type books. I completely unhauled the Lord of the Rings trilogy for this very reason and others. But I loved The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett, and if anything, it kind of goes against the grain for me because I would have preferred more descriptions than she had, and it's extremely heavily descriptive. So my answer for 2021 remains the same in 2023, The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett, because it's the only book that I have that fills that prompt. Prompt number 3 is show us a book with a beautiful cover. I did look ahead, so I'll give you my 2021 answer first, and that is this book, The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. I went through leaps and bounds to finally find this book because everywhere I went to find a copy of this book in Australia, they did not have this edition, or they could not get this edition in. And I even had some bookstores saying to me, "Oh my gosh, what a beautiful cover. Sadly, we can't get this one." So I moved heaven and earth and I finally found that book, and I do still have it on me to this day. Let's see if I can find another beautiful book. I'm just going to go with this book, Murders and Metaphors by Amanda Flower, which is book number 3 in the Magical Bookshop series series. I am currently reading this book, so I'm directly looking at it as we speak, and I think it's beautiful. I mean, I love cats, so I love that we have a cat on the cover that's coming out of a bookshelf with his paws through the ladder, and that he has white paws or white socks, depending on how you want to say it. So yeah, I just think that this cover is really beautiful. I have a lot of beautiful covers, but it would take too long to go through them all. Look out for my next bookshelf tour, or go back to my most recent bookshelf tour to have a look at all the other covers that I could show you back then when I did the last one. Oh, I liked this one. Prompt number 4. Spring is all about new starts, so it's the perfect time to start a new series. What would you recommend? Oh my gosh, I mean, it really depends on the type of reader that you are. I wouldn't want to say, here's a cozy mystery series for you if you're not a fan of cozy mysteries, so it's really, really tough. So I'll just give you a couple of different options. First of all, if you do love cozy mysteries and you have not read the Amish Candy Shop series by Amanda Flower, I highly recommend it. I will go back each and every time Amanda Flower releases a new book in that series, because I love it so much. If you love horror, adult horror specifically, I would recommend The Damien Verse by Ian Rob Wright. Let's see what else. If you love fantasy, you really can't go wrong with Brandon Sanderson. I would recommend starting off with the Mistborn Era 1 trilogy, The Final Empire, Well of Ascension, and Hero of Ages. And oh, I don't even know if I have any other answers for you on this one. Yeah, okay, we'll leave it at that. In 2021, I recommended for horror the Goosebumps series by R.L. Stine. For sci-fi, I recommended the Animorphs series by K.A. Applegate. For middle grade fantasy, I recommended the Nevermore series by Jessica Townsend. I also recommended for sci-fi dystopian fans the Arc of a Scythe series by Neil Shusterman, and not surprisingly concluded with a series I've already told you about in 2023, which is the Mistborn Era 1 trilogy. Prompt number 5 is, it's almost time to start reading outside. Have you been brave enough yet? My answer is no, I don't read outside. I'm very limited with the amount of time that I can have to even go outside these days, because I'm working a lot, and if I'm not working, I'm inundated with other things that I'm doing. So I just don't have the time to read outside, and I focus a lot on listening to audiobooks, because then I can get 2 things done at the same time. So yeah, my answer to that is no. And in 2021, my answer was no as well. Prompt number 6, spring cleaning. Which books are you unhauling? This is hilarious, because I only grabbed some books recently to unhaul in order to make room. I haven't unhauled them yet. I'm waiting until December when I'm doing my main December unhaul, but I do have some set aside, so let me grab them and tell you what they are. What wonderful timing. I'm going to premise this by saying I loved all of these books, but I needed to make room, so I just went, okay, you, and you. Okay, so please be mindful, I recommend all of them. Okay, first up, The Devil Wears Prada by Lauren Weisberger. I did love this book, but don't need to read it again. And also book number 2 in the duology of this series, Revenge Wears Prada by Lauren Weisberger. Also The Chance to Fly by Ali Stroker and Stacey Davidowitz. Again, love that book as well, just no longer have the room and don't need to read it again. With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. If you're looking for a culinary fiction, this is a great culinary fiction. But yeah, just don't have the room and don't think I'll read it again. And then we have the 2 books in the Amina's Voice duology, which was on my SAS list this year, so I can't technically get rid of it until December. But yeah, I just don't think I'll be needing to read them again. So Amina's Voice and Amina's Song, both by Hannah Khan. It's so funny, the timing. I literally just put those ones aside yesterday. My answers for 2021 include Foul is Fair by Hannah Kappen, Princess Ben by Catherine Gilbert Murdoch, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie, Wicked by Gregory Maguire, The Year the Maps Changed by Danielle Binks, My Only Sunshine by Rowan McAllister, The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart, The Echo Wife by Sarah Gailey, and Piranesi by Susanna Clark. Yeah, that was quite a list to get through as well, but there you go. But I had the same thing. So in 2021, I was saying that I wouldn't unhaul until January of 2022, whereas in 2023, I'm unhauling in December. So there you go. And the final prompt number 7 is, and which books are you going to replace them with? Are you kidding me? Okay. I honestly don't know at this stage what I'm replacing them with because I'm not unhauling them until December. But if we're looking at immediate replacements, let's put these books up on the screen. Fearless by Yelena Dokic. Mischief Nights Are Murder by Libby Klein. And I know that I'm hauling all of these books very soon, so I'll just put them up on the screen. They're all part of the Hayley Powell Food and Cocktail Mystery Series. Death of a Blueberry Tart, Death of a Wicked Witch, Death of an Italian Chef, Death of an Ice Cream Scooper, and Death of a Clam Digger. I am getting all of these as soon as possible so that I can just have them on my shelves ready to go. So my answers in 2021 were... And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, which I still have. Midnight for Charlie Bone by Jenny Nimmo, which I still have. Confessions of a Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella, which I ended up unhauling. All the Missing Girls by Megan Miranda, which I don't know if I still have. No, I unhauled that one because it wasn't available for me on audiobook for quite a while, and then once it was available, I had already unhauled it. So that one's gone. Call It What You Want by Bridget Kemmerer, and I finally read that this year, so I unhauled it in early 2022, did not read it until 2023, but still have it. Camp by Elsie Rosen, I have not purchased this yet. Ooh, why not? I have no idea why. If you've read Camp by Elsie Rosen, let me know. King of the Mist, which was book number 2 of the Steel and Fire series by Jordan Ribbett. I ended up unhauling those books. It took me a while to convince me, but I liked book 1, I liked book 2, book 3 was really annoying me, so I ended up unhauling the whole lot of that one. And Legend by Mari Lou, I no longer have, and I don't know why, but I got rid of that. I had the first 3 books in the Legend series by Mari Lou, and I read the first 3, but I got rid of all of them for some reason. Wow. An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. I never ended up getting that book, but it was in the works for me to get. Class 5 by Sean Horton, I still haven't gotten. I love Cenote by Sean Horton. Still haven't gotten Class 5 by Sean Horton. And The Angel's Game by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. I still have not gotten that book. I loved The Shadow of the Wind, which was book 1 in that same series. And I still haven't purchased The Angel's Game yet, but highly recommend The Shadow of the Wind if you haven't read it yet. I'm not a fan of historical fiction, but I loved that one. So yeah, recommend that. If you're not a fan of historical fiction, you may like that one too. And there we go. That is the end of the Put a Spring in Your Step book tag. I hope you enjoyed this one, whether you are celebrating fall or spring at this time of year. Let me know in the comment section below. And what answers would you give to these questions? I tag anyone and everyone who wants to do it. With the proviso, let me know if you end up doing it based off this recommendation, because I would love to watch it. But in the meantime, I'm going to let you all go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do be kind and love one another and spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. And until next time, happy reading. Bye, everyone.